I want to thank Terry for doing a good job here. It's probably made my job a little bit easier. And also, Councilwoman Cleveland has also entered the room, so I don't know if
Thank you.
you'd like to speak afterwards, but you're welcome to. As Terry had mentioned, my name is Trevor Hunt. I'm a planner with the City of Cleveland, and I'm here to discuss land use and land use as economic generator and also its role in connecting the neighborhood overall with the new plan. This, you might wonder that you see a bunch of colors on a map. This is what I work with on a day-to-day basis. It's showing the land use in the city. Really, there's 5 overall categories, which can be broken down a little bit more, but generally speaking, starting from the top, industry, going on from there, commercial, and then also residential and parks and open space, and also institutional. Those are the general uses that we in planning envision for the community. And every time a plan is adopted, a citywide plan, we focus on land use, updating the land use in the city. Here is kind of the core development of what we've been planning for within the City of Cleveland. Key assets that are regional in nature. There's 7 of them here, and one of these includes the Opportunity Corridor, which I'll talk more about here. Trying to put this in a broader perspective, the long-term view in the City of Cleveland, it's expected that population decline is expected to continue. Overall, in the United States, by the year 2050 population, we're going to add 120 million people. It's anticipated that new residents will move to regions of the country that offer opportunities, i.e. jobs. People usually follow jobs. So we ask, how do we position ourselves for this? By 2030, 1 out of every 3 people will live in the urban center. And this is a map of the City of Cleveland. Outlined in yellow is the service study area, and the red dots indicate the number of vacant parcels in the city. As you can see, there's a good share there within the study area, as Terry mentioned. Vacant land is an area not occupied by buildings or active land uses are not reserved for recreation and open space. What you have there, a picture in the upper left-hand corner. In our study area, there's 5,500 total parcels. 2,200 of them are currently vacant. This is, again, the map, a little bit greater detail. And this is the updated slide for planning, for the land use planning in the area, for the whole study area. The goal of planning for the Opportunity Corridor is first and foremost to improve the quality of life. How are we going to do this? Create better connections throughout the neighborhood, reutilize valuable land which now sits vacant, and link the neighborhoods to jobs and to other neighborhoods. The plan, our job is strongly to focus not only on the physical aspect, but also on the human element. And real neighborhoods, key elements that we all do, we all have a place to live, a place to reside. You've heard this a number of times, a place to work, a place to play, shop, learn, and worship. Those what are elements that make up everyday life. So putting the human perspective at the center of this, as you see, there's a picture of a woman walking around vacant parcels here in the City of Cleveland. And I'm going to relate this to land use to each of these elements of what I just mentioned: shopping, working, worship, learning, playing, and living. The first, shopping. To correlate with this, we have retail land use. The map shows the retail for the area. The idea here is to provide quality retail goods and services. one is mixed use. This includes areas characterized by a residential makeup, mixed use with retail or office uses, and arranged in a complementary manner. You can have offices either mixed in with shopping or shopping on the first floor with residential above. Currently, there's none of this within the St. Hyacinth neighborhood, but some within the study area. Living, there's a lot of this going on in the St. Hyacinth neighborhood. As you know, Terry had mentioned, this area is mostly residential. You're looking down here, St. Hyacinth. The light yellow stands for single family. Multifamily is in the brown. Multifamily housing is medium to high density residential areas characterized principally by apartment buildings or large scale complexes or townhomes. The building that we're in being one of them. And as I mentioned, the light yellow is 1 to 2 family residential. This is lower density residential characterized by single family homes or 2 family homes. And then lastly, in terms of residential, are townhomes. This is a medium density. It's in between the apartment buildings and the single family. And it's characterized by row houses or single family attached houses. Back to what everyone needs, a place to work. The idea here is the corridor will posture ourselves for bringing new jobs to the area, being an economic generator. Currently in the area, there's some industrial uses down here to the south. Heavy industrial are areas characterized by manufacturing and processing operations which produce relatively high levels of noise, vibration, dust, smoke, or pollution, which include outdoor storage. Light industrial are areas characterized by lighter industrial uses, that is manufacturing, light manufacturing, warehousing, distribution, and lighter levels of noise, vibration, dust, smoke, and pollution. Though that, by the way, does not include outdoor storage, such as a scrapyard or anything like that. And another place to work is the office. Commercial areas characterized generally by medical and professional office buildings. And lastly, group learning and worship into in one category. You go to these places to learn. There's a number of schools throughout the area and also churches and other places to worship. If we could go back. Institutional are areas occupied by schools, churches, hospitals, museums, government buildings, and community facilities. And playing, places where we can go to interact with others. The park, generally open space recreation, parks, playgrounds, stadiums, land reserved for outdoor open space. This shows the map with 2 alternatives of the opportunity corridor here going through, and the surrounding land uses which accompany them. Ultimately, the idea here is to build a sustainable neighborhood. You hear the word sustainability a lot. Ultimately, the idea here is that we're building a community with not only for economic generation, but a community where it's socially strong and you have a good sense of interacting with neighbors. Part of these ideas is community gardening, making it senior friendly, convenient public transportation, clean air and water, new greenhouses on vacant lots, healthy homes and schools, sustainable jobs, walkable streets, pedestrian and bicycle connections, and access to human and social services, and a focus on safety within the area. I'm going to turn it over to Matt here.